Why, thank you, Fairy Larissa. Hello and welcome to Extra from Dreamworld. I have been invited to a very special tea party here at Wiggles World to celebrate Dorothy the Dinosaur and Fairy Larissa's new school holiday show. And this looks absolutely delicious. But while school might be out for these guys, there's still time for us to squeeze in one last lesson. Nicola Ray's been finding out how we can avoid that annoying winter phenomenon, static.
Good afternoon, Extra class is in session. Today's lesson, static electricity. The feeling of a static electric shock is caused by the stimulation of nerves as the neutralising current flows through the human body. Okay, perhaps we need a little help from an expert.
Hello, Joel. Nice to meet you.
Hi, you too.
Oh, was that you or me?
I think it might have been me. I've been scuffing my feet over here.
Dr. Joel Gilmore is a physics lecturer and he reckons static electricity is pretty simple.
You'll get charged up any time you've got two different materials that are rubbing together. So the most common way is your feet or your shoes on the carpet.
And when it's so dry, like in winter, there's no moisture to dampen it down. And it's nothing to be sneezed at. One zap is about 3,000 volts, which is enough to fry a computer.
Well, Joel, I have to say, this is one of the biggest culprits for me. Every day I get out, go to the car and then just get a massive shock. Why is that?
Well, it's you from rubbing or maybe getting up out of a chair and rubbing your shirt on it that then gets close to the car and zaps all that charge off you, discharging into the car.
It really does sting you. You know, you don't realise it's going to happen. It takes you by surprise.
Mark Crowther knows that feeling pretty well, and this winter he's keen for any sparks to stay just where they are.
You know, you don't see terribly many solutions to it. It's just one of those things you think you've got to put up with.
Laundry expert Toni-Maree Bishop thinks the problem is hiding in Mark's clothes.
Fibres, lots of movement. Wool, for example, we all know is static because there's lots and lots of fibres, and all you need to do is rub it slightly and you've got electricity. There really are some quirky ways we can help reduce static electricity so you can have a much easier day.
And for the answers, it's straight to the laundry.
You can use half a cup of borax or half a cup of vinegar, up to a cup depending on how full your load is, into the final rinse load. Okay, and then we'll have anti-static laundry in the end.
Once your washing's done, drying your clothes could also be part of the problem, especially if you use a dryer.
This is the next level again, which is to use some dryer sheets. Okay. So there are many different kinds of dryer sheets, ones with scent. Okay, now Mark, I'm not going to challenge you to a game of tennis. These actually are my favourite trick, and these go in the dryer. They actually help, because of course they're rubber, creating anti-static, and they also then doubly help your dryer to do its job by aerating everything.
You can also buy anti-static spray, and that will help on anything with lining.
So anything with lining, you get your hairspray or your eucalyptus oil or your static spray, spray it on the lining before you go out.
But it's not just clothes. Static can cause any number of dramas.
Now, ladies, in particular, don't we know it that winter spells a bad hair day? Not only do we put up with the wind, but standing on end because of the static electricity. Now, believe it or not, scientifically, hairspray can do the trick. That little bit of moisture stops individual strands blowing around and generating even more static electricity, and it keeps your hair nicely in place.
And our scientist Joel reckons you can have some fun with static by using some felt cloth and a plastic rod.
This is a great one if you've got kids at home. They love playing with this stuff. You can move water and all sorts of things just by using static.
And on that note, class is dismissed.